All right, guys. Hello and welcome. Damn, I'm excited. This is our 10,000 subscriber live stream Q&A thingamabobber. So, hello, guys. How's it going? It's a little dark in my house, actually, but that's fine. And we won't worry about it. How's everybody doing? It's good to see you guys. I just got back from let's see, I got back from Seattle, Washington technically today. It was like 2 in the morning or something. So, let's get started with the live stream because I got a lot to do today. So, we have so much shit to do. But before we get started with the Q&A, I do want to let you guys know that we now have a merchandise store. Check the description in the YouTube description down below. We have shirts and coffee mugs and sweaters and stuff right now representing the Adrian Gaming brand. Check out that shirt, dude. Oh shit, there's dust on it. So this is like the main shirt that I came up with. This is the logo, the Adrian Gaming logo, and I think it looks pretty fucking cool. I'm actually super excited that we have this here. So it's this shirt, and then I have a white version. Check that shit out. Actually, they both look really cool. They both look really nice. And then we have coffee mugs. We have, obviously this is the white version of the coffee mug, so it came with a black, then it's got the white coffee mug, and then we've got the gold one too. It's got a gold lambda and then the white mug. So check in the description down below. I'm also gonna go ahead and put the link into the chat. I try to have the prices as reasonable as I could, so hopefully they're not too bad. Let me go and give you guys a link. Yeah, so I do urge you guys to go check out some merchandise because we have a merchandise store now. I'm gonna try and push that hopefully a little more, but I thought the merchandise looked really good. I thought it turned out really nice. So if you guys ever want to buy some merchandise, go ahead and you know, check that out. And we have quite a few people actually in here for this live Q&A, more than I thought there would be. Damn. So let's go ahead and jump on in, guys. Let's take some questions. You can ask pretty much whatever you like. Few things I might, you know, not talk about, but pretty much whatever you'd like, whatever you want to ask. We'll be here about 2 hours or so let's get started. Let's see. Mr. Nathan says, what do you think about the Siberian nations in Europa Universalis IV? I think he means Europa Universalis IV. You know, they're not too fun. I don't know. I think they might need different features or new features or something. I don't think I've actually played as a Siberian nation before, which is weird. So I don't know. Happy Labor Day, Jonathan 428. Happy Labor Day to you, dude. Yeah. I mean, I have to work today. You know, I have to do YouTube stuff. But yeah, it is Labor Day, so happy Labor Day to anybody who's out there. You know, in the United States or wherever you may be. Let's see. McCamerus says, your voice sounds like it belongs to someone else. When I look at your face for some reason, I think it's voices that belongs to someone else. That's what I get. Everybody tells me that. I don't know why. I don't know like who they're thinking about, you know. Let's see. What are your hobbies? What do I like to do? Well, I do YouTube as a hobby. That honestly takes up pretty much all of my free time. I like to play the drums. I like to read. I like to write. I like to sing. I like to listen to rock music. I like to clean my house. I keep my house clean. That's about it. Honestly, YouTube and playing video games is honestly, that takes up literally all my free time. Probably, that really does. All my free time. Let's see. Bacon Killer says, are your headphones good quality? They look like bad school issue ones. These are actually Panasonic. What the hell's the name of these guys? They're Panasonic something. I think they're on Amazon for like 60 bucks. Honestly, they're really good quality. They're really good quality headphones. I used to have some HyperX Cloud 2s, but the cord is kind of short. So I switched over to these. These are Panasonics, and honestly, these are really good headphones. I'll get you a link if I can find them. I forget what they are. Mr. D says, do you think Paradox will release Victoria 3 this year? No, not this year. It's already August. No, it's September now. Yeah. So it's September. No good game developer releases a game in this time of year. Usually because in October and November is the big first-person shooter releases, like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, and I think Battlefield 1 all came out in October. November is when some of the big FPS shooters come out. I think like Call of Duty or something came out in usually November of every year. Yeah, so they're not going to release Victoria 3 this year. No way. They would have had to announce it by now. You got to get people hyped. I mean, we've got people who announced games for next summer 2018. They announced it just now. So, you know, it's going to take a long time. Let's see. Brantman19 asks, how many hours a week do you spend on YouTube and Twitch stuff? Honestly, dude, it's probably 12, 18, 24, 30. It's honestly probably 40 hours a week, if not a little less, because I work pretty much every day, Sunday through Saturday. I'm doing something that has to do with YouTube. I don't really get a day off. And then even when I'm at work, I'll do stuff for YouTube. So it's honestly probably like 40 hours a week, if not more. If I was to do YouTube full time, it would actually be probably even more than 40 hours a week. Let's see here. Jonathan428 says, have you tried Napoleon's Legacy for Victoria 2? Nope, I have not. Let's see. Arbiter says, hey, Adrian, I've been enjoying your Victoria 2 videos and it looks like an interesting game. Will you be doing any kind of tutorial videos for it? Seems like you seem quite knowledgeable. I'd like to do that. That'd be cool. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, oh my god, can you sing something for us right now? No, dude, sorry. Yeah. Let's see. McCamera says, can I get the Basilisk achievement by forming Byzantium even if I don't start as? I don't think so. I think you have to start as Byzantium. Let's see. Cameron Sherwood says, when is the FNAF playthrough coming? What is FNAF? What is that? FNAF? I don't know what that is. What is that? What is FNAF? I don't know. I don't know, man. Damn it, Bruce. You're confusing me, man. I don't know what FNAF is. Let's see. Brantman19 says, speaking of full-time YouTube, how has the monetary stuff gone since the Confederate States of America Victoria 2 playthrough ended? Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's is what FNAF is. Oh, okay, okay. How has the monetary stuff gone since the CSA Victoria 2 playthrough ended? You know, it's not too bad. Last month in August, out of the month of August, I made maybe $400 US. And then in July, which was the Victoria 2 Confederate States of America playthrough, I made like $600. So there's like a $200 discrepancy there. I think in July I had about 450,000 views, and then in August I had about 340,000 views. So it was a difference of about 100,000 views, and it was a difference of about $200. So, you know, it was a decent chunk of money that I did lose, but that's all right. You know, it's not too big of a deal. Let's see. Samuel Bowe says, is Hearts of Iron 5 ever coming? Not if Hearts of Iron 4 continues the way it is. Because if they were just to announce a Hearts of Iron 5, I don't think anybody would buy it. You know, there's plenty of people who have a serious problem with Hearts of Iron 4. Let's see. Sylvia Brabetti says, would really appreciate it if you did a playthrough with Wallachia and from Romania. I think it'd be challenging. Yeah, I do plan to do one. I want to do Dracula's Revenge. Let's see. Mr. Arfang says, what DLC do you have to get independence as vassals? I think he means for EU4. I don't know. Isn't it common sense? You can ask people to support your independence. I don't know. Let's see. Jonathan428 says, I'm guessing YouTube really didn't like that CSA. No, actually, people loved it. That's my most popular series, I think, on YouTube ever. I think is a CSA campaign. So let's see. Hannibal Mapping says, hello there. Kuma25 says, what is the meaning of life? Coffee. That's the meaning of life. Yeah, I do plan to do Wallachia and Moldavia and former Romania. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, is this your first face reveal? No, I've done plenty of face reveals before. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, what do you think might be added in the next EU4 DLC? From what I've read, it has to do with like the Middle East and like armies. So it's like Art of War 2.0, I think. So I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Jonathan428 says, I'm meaning the YouTube corporation itself. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I know what you mean. Well, what's weird is, you know, what's kind of interesting is that all my content about the Confederacy has not been demonetized by YouTube. I've actually seen plenty of YouTubers who are getting their videos demonetized for like no reason at all. I don't really know. It's kind of weird. So I think I'm actually kind of lucky that I haven't had any demonetized videos. It's kind of weird. Let's see. American-based campaigns and RTS on YouTube do really well on average. Oh, Brightman19 says that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. I like Hearts of Iron 4. Samuel Bowe says, I like Hearts of Iron 4, but I agree it's not perfect at all. What are some games like it that are better? You might have to get into like Gary Grisby's War of the East, War of the West. Let's see. Mr. D says, will you bring any other strategy games to the channel? Hell yeah. We're going to be playing Age of Empires in October. The entire Age of Empires franchise will be playing. We're still playing StarCraft right now. We're going to be playing Europa Universalis IV. We're going to be playing Total War for sure. I really want to get back into Total War like pretty hard, but I don't know. I don't have time, but we'll see. What else? What else are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing a lot, dude. Honestly, we're going to be doing a lot. I'm trying to think. Somebody asked if I could do a modding tutorial for EU4, teach people how to make mods. I'd love to do that. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. Domsy26 says, can you play Imperium Universalis? I want to play Imperium Universalis. The only thing is that I used to have a mod named Roma Universalis, which was the same time period and had a lot of the same mechanics and same, you know, cultures and religions and everything, same time period. And I kind of got burned out on making the mod, and so playing Imperium Universalis would be kind of difficult for me because it's kind of weird to play a mod that you had worked on like before. Like you had your mod, somebody else made a mod that's similar to yours, and so you're always thinking like, damn, what if I could do this, or what if I could do that, or damn, why didn't I do that? So it's difficult for me. I don't know. It's difficult for me. Let's see. Oscar Pike says, what's your favorite war? Do you mean like as a time period? I'd probably say World War II, or the Napoleonic Wars, if you want to count that. Probably actually one of those two. Let's see. What are you looking for the most from Jurassic World Evolution? Everything. Honestly, I would love a new Jurassic Park simulator. That's gonna be so fucking cool. Let's see. Jonathan says, what do you think of the new CK2 expansion? You know, I'm not much of a CK2 player. I think Jade Dragon's gonna be cool, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. I'm not too much of a CK2 guy. I don't know. It's alright. It's alright. Let's see. Hannibal Mapping says, what was your biggest empire in EU4 or the best? We did an Ottoman campaign. And the borders were pretty nice. When we did Rights of Man, I played as Muscovy. That was pretty fun too. That was a good time. One of those two probably. I don't know. As far as the best, like the best looking empire. Actually, when we played as Spain too. When we played as Spain, we had a pretty good empire. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Couch Coach says, when is Civilization 5 coming to the channel? I would love to do Civilization 5, but I just don't have time. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out some time to do that. Let's see. Ghost Crypt says, are you a stoner? No, I don't smoke weed. Let's see. Brandon Waste Miller says, did you notice the age restricted videos on YouTube now? I believe it's a form of censorship by YouTube. Are you worried your videos will be affected? Is that why you have Patreon? Am I affected by age restrictions? Not necessarily, no. My content, I already let people know that my content is mature and that my content is geared towards mature audiences. So nobody can really come at me and say, hey, your content is not nice for kids, because I already know that. I already tell people that. I market my content as that. Actually, on Twitch, I also have it marked that this live stream is for mature audiences only. So you have to actually be above a certain age to watch my Twitch streams. So I'm not particularly worried that my videos are going to be affected. I have Patreon just because if people want to support me that way, you know, they can. That's why I have Patreon, but I've never been too worried about demonetization or anything, you know, so I don't know. Let's see. Max Weaver says, where are you from, man? I'm from California. I was born and raised in California. I still live here now. Yeah, I live in California. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, do you like Medieval Total War Britannia or Teutonic more? I have not played either. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Antigonus from Kar Shadasht said, have you ever read Hannibal by Gisbert Hefs? If you like reading it, really suggested. I've never read it. Yeah. Let's see. Bacon Killer says, what is your view on Mordred Viking? I have no view. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Jonathan 428 says, Voltaire's Nightmare mod. It's alright. I don't know. I haven't really been too interested in playing it. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, would you be interested in a custom nation in the Gold Coast? I don't do too much with the custom nations. I don't know. I'm not too much of like a, I don't know. The custom nations are cool, but like I don't mess with them. The only custom nation that I've ever wanted to do in EU4 was a Norse nation. A Norse nation somewhere in Scandinavia, and you play as a Germanic religion and you convert the world. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, if you could have one Total War game remade, what would it be? Empire by far. Empire Total War in a modern setting. Oh my god. I would love that. That'd be so cool. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. Let's see. Mr. Arfang says, what are the must-buy DLCs for EU4? I have all of them, so I can't really say which ones are the must-buys. I have all of them. I've had all the EU4 DLCs since the game released. So, you know. Even Ivan Tringe said, you like jazz? Jazz is cool. I like rock music mostly. Alternative rock and alternative metal. I play the drums and I play the guitar. And I can sing, so, you know, jazz is cool. I don't have anything against jazz. Let's see, Mr. D says, if you could create a game, what would it be about? I actually have created games before. I've created modifications for Half-Life 2. So Half-Life 2 is obviously the first-person shooter by Valve Corporation, came out in 2004. I've actually made a number of mods for Half-Life 2, so I usually dealt with, like, single-player first-person shooter mods and stuff. So that's what I used to do. I also used to make maps for StarCraft. When the first StarCraft, the first original StarCraft, I used to make maps for StarCraft. I'd make these mini campaigns and stuff, and I'd release them on forums and things like that. It's been a long time since I've done that. I'd like to get back into it, but, you know. I used to do that, though. I've done plenty of games and plenty of mods. Let's see. Ghost Crip says, do you like memes? No. Ivan Trent says, by the way, do you watch ISRO Productions? No, hell no. Simon Celev says you should do a Netherlands campaign, either EU4 or Victoria 2. I do plan to do that. Let's see. Brett Fazio says, are you in college? Yes, I'm going into my 3rd year of college. I'm going into my 3rd year of college. I'm studying political science in college. I plan to go to law school too, hopefully. Let's see. Mr. Arfang says, where are you on the political compass? I know it's biased, but where do you lie? The political compass, at least when you say politicalcompass.org, says that I'm on the, like, the middle left, so not libertarian and then not authoritarian. The thing is, though, is that it, in my opinion, doesn't represent religion correctly. For some reason, it represents religion as being, like, super duper conservative and, like, associated with fascism and stuff, but religion isn't associated with fascism usually, so I think it's not correct. So, I don't know. That's what it says on politicalcompass.org, though, so whatever. Ooh. Antigonus from Kar Shadash said, is there any chance in the future about a Total War Rome 2 Divida et Impera mod let's play? That would be fucking awesome. I would love that. Ghost Crib says, would you ever be, will there ever be a community multiplayer campaign? Possibly. I'm not too much of a multiplayer guy, and multiplayer in EU4 and stuff can be pretty difficult. Pretty annoying to organize, so I don't know. Let's see, Brandon Wastemiller says Total War means EU4 best of both worlds, right? That would be sweet. Yeah, I would actually more so argue that it wouldn't work out very well. I don't know. Because Total War is very specific in its mechanics, and so is EU4. I think EU4's diplomacy options and stuff are pretty cool. I don't know so much about like a Total War real-time battle setting, though. I don't know. I feel like that would take up way too much time. You know, like fighting wars in EU4 is already pretty simple, but if you're not very experienced, it can take you a long time to fight wars and be good at them. So I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to fight Total War style battles in a setting like EU4. It would take way too long. Let's see here. Ian Paraka says, I'm from Petaluma. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm actually in the North Bay. Yeah, I was born in the East Bay and now I live near Sacramento. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, would you consider a stream with some of your good known subscribers like Couch Coach, Rick, Sijik, Chris, etc.? Yeah, I would. If I had more time, I would do live streams with subscribers on Twitch and then subscribers on Patreon. That would have to be what I put my time towards. I just don't have the time though. You know, I don't have the time for that, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Ghost Crypt says, you said you like Men of World War II. Have you ever played Men of War? I have played Men of War. It's nothing amazing to me, to be honest. It's, you know, it's all right. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, for the ones I don't know yet, Adrian is a neo-Nazi, but not an anti-Semitic. I'm not a neo-Nazi, dude. There's a difference between neo-Nazism and fascism. That's funny. Let's see. Ian Proctor says, how long has this live stream been going on? How much longer will it be going on? We've been doing this about half an hour or so. Let's see. Hakeem Gizatulin says, greetings from Russia. Love your videos. Holy shit, all the way from Russia? Damn, son. Cool, dude. Let's see. Max Weaver says, Sacramento is my hometown, boy. Yeah, dude. I live in Davis. I go to UC Davis, dude. Yeah, I live in Davis. Yeah, Brandon Wastmiller says, Xbox or PlayStation? Neither. Yeah, neither. PC Master Race, bro. Let's see. Simon Celev says, can I buy Adrian with an Adrian Gaming logo on him? You can try. Shit. That might be too expensive, though. Let's see. Mr. D says, would you try to make an Empire of Islands and not having provinces in any continent in the EU4? That'd be an interesting campaign. Probably start on Cyprus, take out Chios and Rhodes, and probably Negerpont and some other stuff, and Malta, and then Mallorca. And are there any islands in the Mediterranean? I don't know. Let's see. Couch Coach says, have you ever watched The Matrix? Yes, I have. It's a great film. It's awesome. Although I think people might read too much into it. Yeah. I think people read too much into it. Let's see. I'm still waiting for some more questions. Throw me your questions, guys. Throw me your preguntas. Throw me your questions. Whatever you like. We got about 2 hours. That I wanted for this to take about 2 hours or so. So, you know. Let's see. Hagim Gizatulin says, does every American have a flag of the United States? Probably not. No, I don't think so. I do just because, but there's actually a lot of people who don't have flags. Let's see. Alexander Ackerso. Alexander Ackerso says, hey man, greetings from Denmark. Love your videos. Hello, dude. Thanks so much for coming by the live stream. Thanks so much. Let's see. Brandman says, be sure to hit up Adrian's Discord for more text-based chat around politics. If a goat swallowed a boat, would it float? The chicken came before the egg. Let's see. Max Weaver says, are you religious? No, not really. I don't go to any church. I oppose churches and church organizations. That doesn't mean I'm not, like, holy. Like, I believe in God. I don't know. And I have my own church, population of 1, you know. But no, I don't go to church and stuff, and I'm not a fan of organized religion. So Ian Baraka says, would you consider yourself a progressive? Depends on the definition of progressive. If you mean by like reformer, or like you want to change things for the better, I guess. I don't know. But progressive is a specific term. I don't know. Like most people think they're progressives and then they're not. So I don't know. Let's see. Bradford 08 says, capture Mecca, Spain in the Spanish campaign. Let's see. Islands of Mediterranean, Balearics, Corsica, Sardinia, Sicily, Malta, one of the south coast of, oh yeah, Jerba, you mean? And the south coast of Tunis. Yeah, Venice, Crete, all the Greek islands, Rhodes, Corfu, Cyprus. Yeah. Let's see. Nurgles Rot 000 says, how do you feel about President Trump? I think he's a moron. I think he's an absolute idiot. Then again, I also do think that people call him something that he's not. Most people say like, oh, he's a fascist or something. No, I don't think so, dude. He would have to be way more totalitarian if he wanted to be a fascist. I think he's an idiot. I think he's a strong man and an idiot. That's about it. He's not a fascist. That'd be giving him too much credit. Let's see. Jan Sagek says, "How will you ever play Bohemia?" Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, I've wanted to do a Bohemia campaign for a little while. Yeah. Also, hello from Italy. Hit me with an Italian history fact of your choice. Mr. Cogito says that. Italian history fact. I learned that Napoleon Bonaparte formed the Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy and crowned himself King of Italy. So his official title in 1805 onward was Emperor of the French and King of Italy until 1814. I did not know that. That's a fact. Let's see. Simon Celeb says, what can you play on your guitar? Mostly rock music, things like that. Let's see. Max Weaver says, do you have friends? I hope so. Let's see. Diego Labriola says, where do you live? Northern California. Let's see. Antigonus from Karshadot said, if you're planning to do a little trip in Italy, let me know. I'll be honored to meet you. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Turin. I've always wanted to go to Liguria. Yeah. Let's see. Giuseppe Garibaldi. Somebody just randomly types in chat. Giuseppe Garibaldi. Yes. Actually, that's another fun fact. Giuseppe Garibaldi was a Republican, and he was actually very much anti-monarchist. However, when the King of Piedmont Sardinia crowned himself King of Italy, Giuseppe Garibaldi wanted a united Italy more than he wanted a republic in Italy, so he refused to stand against the King of Piedmont Sardinia. Simon Celeb says, can I join your church? I don't know. Can you? Let's see. Niffy Cat says, when are you going to do an conquest? Whenever it's time. Cameron Sherwood says, do I have to pay taxes if I join your church? Well, I don't have a building, so I don't know. Do you? Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, did you know the Vatican took care of the soldiers of the Allies in the besiege of Rome, and that Mussolini couldn't do anything about it since he couldn't declare against the Pope? I did not know that, actually. That doesn't sound very hard to believe, though. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, I went to Genoa and went to the Maritime Museum. Lots of history there. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Brantman19 says, how much longer must I wait for a Native American campaign in EU4? Probably a while. Let's see. Nurgles Rot 000 says, hit me with some Scottish history facts. The first King of England, or not the first King of England, the king who united England and Scotland in personal union was King James. I think it was King James VI of Scotland and King James I of England. He was Scottish. A lot of people think he was English for some reason. He was a Scottish king. Yeah. Let's see. Fritz John says, what's your streaming schedule on Twitch? Usually in the afternoons, every day. But that's going to change because I got to go back to school pretty soon. Let's see. Mr. D says, oi, many languages do you speak? I'm Spanish. I speak English and Spanish. I need to learn Latin so I can go to law school. And then I want to learn German too. Let's see. Mr. Arfang says, what do you think about Charlottesville? I think that you need to be cautious when fighting monsters lest you become one yourself. Max Weaver says, are you into kinky shit? Yes. Tim Van Leer says, the Scottish national flower is the poppy. You know what's weird is California's state flower is the golden poppy. Let's see. Jesper Erickson says, would you try to play the Great Northern War in EU4? We actually just kind of did. We did it in our Sweden campaign. We played as Sweden, and we fought a huge war that was like exactly like the Great Northern War, except we won instead of lost. Yeah. Ian Procka says, do you support single payer or getting money out of politics? Yes, both of those. Single payer I think is good. A lot of people say it's like it puts too much power in the hands of the government, but single payer is just, it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot better of service than private corporations. And then getting money out of politics depends on what you mean by that, as far as not allowing corporations and limits on campaign contributions or even public financing. Yes, I support those things. Fuck freedom of speech, at least for corporations and stuff, or wealthy individuals. But, you know, people are always, yeah, that's always iffy about that, but, you know. Let's see, what do you think? Should EU4 Special Edition should be out, then including all DLCs inside, and they're all working together properly? An EU4 Special Edition? I don't know if they have any plans to do that. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, Samuel Bose says, Ich habe ein Fußball gehabt. Do I like football? Or do you play football? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Max Weaver says, "Are you Mexican?" I am Mexican also. Yeah, my mom was born here, but she's Mexican, and my dad is Mexican too. But I'm American first. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, "Would you consider multiplayer campaigns in any game? Really, Total War, EU4, Victoria 2, and with who?" I want to do collaborations, and I want to do collaborations, and then I want to do multiplayer campaigns with like subscribers and stuff. But I don't have time. You know, I don't have time. Let's see. Ian Procca says, "Will you stream Sweden again?" I keep on missing that one. We actually finished the Sweden campaign. Yeah, I think the last episode's on Tuesday, so you won't see any more streams. Let's see. Königreich Schleswig-Holstein says, "Broken German, 10 out of 10." Let's see. Mr. Arfang says, "Are you an anarchist?" No, I'm the opposite. Go to the other extreme. And there's anarchism. Go to the other extreme. What's the other extreme? Brantman says, "Favorite sports team?" I don't like sports. I think sports divide people. So I try to bring people together, not divide them. I bet Catherine the Great of Russia was a neo-Nazi. Tim Van Leer says, "Would you go to prom with me?" Maybe. Let's see. Samuel Bo says, "How much would you pay for the access to win World War II?" Pay? What do you mean pay? What are you talking about? Let's see. Ian Proctor says, 25% Mexican. What do you expect? I'm from California. Let's see. John Smith says, Mew in Texas? Yeah, we'll probably play some more Mew in Texas sometime, you know. Max Weaver says, "How many expired condoms do you have?" I go through them way too quick to have expired ones. Let's see. Brantman19 says, "Well, you went from cool to call me in 15 words. Lol." Well, I don't know. Technically, because he's kind of right, because technically anarchists are not communists, but then again, it would be incorrect to say that all communists are totalitarian. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, "Your next EU4 campaign should be something inside the HRE, Fact, or Theodoro." I want to play Theodoro, but that's going to be after this upcoming patch, because they have a 1.23 patch coming out. We're probably going to be playing as the Mamluks. We're playing as the Mamluks. Because I think our India campaign, that's going to have to wrap up sometime, you know, whenever I can. So, we'll see about that. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, "I'm Dutch. You want some weed?" Sure. Tim Van Leer says, "Do you like Poland Ball videos and memes?" They're okay. It's, you know, yeah. It's all right. Let's see. Ian Procca says, "Have you ever been to Europe? And if so, where?" I've been to Europe. I've been to Spain. I've been to Germany. We stopped in the Frankfurt Airport. And then I was in Spain. I went to Barcelona, Pamplona, and Bilbao. Most beautiful place I've ever been in my life, dude. Honestly. A Byzantine Let's Play. I've actually already done the Byzantines before on my own, way back in the old days, but I'd like to do a Let's Play if I can figure out a way to do it. In my games, Granada forming Andalusia lots of times. Is my game bugged? No, I've actually seen that pretty often myself. Yeah. Let's see. Samuel Bo says, "My godfather is neo-fascist. He wants to do Svearreich in real life." Cardinal Jan says, "Prepare for world revolution. Adrian is coming." Let's see. One question for last part of this Q&A. Some new games introduced or talk about new games for your channel. Yeah, Age of Empires, Jurassic World Evolution, Tropico 6, Anno 1800, StarCraft. We're still playing StarCraft. More Total War, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth. We're going to do more of that. What else are we playing? That's all I can think of for now. Anything that's strategy, I'll play it. Let's see. John Smith says, "What country would you like to play in Mutant Taxes?" Byzantium. I'd like to do a Byzantine campaign. Max Weaver says, what are your hobbies besides gaming? I've actually already answered that, but I like to play the drums, read, write. I like to sing. But honestly, most of my hobbies and most of my free time is YouTube, to be honest. Yeah. Vacha says, do you like Ben Shapiro? I'm not sure that is. Doesn't ring a bell. Madison Oliver says, do you like Five Nights at Freddy's or Undertale? I've never played them. Max Weaver says, happy Labor Day, by the way. Happy Labor Day, dude. Ian Paraka says, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders? I'm a Bernie bro. What's up, Bernie Sanders? Mr. Arfang says, how do you get money for both games and college? I work. Shit, I work a part-time job, and then YouTube gives me a little bit of money on the side. So, if I had more money, I would do just YouTube, but I don't. So, oh well. Simon Celeb says, what are you studying in college? I'm studying politics. Political science. Yeah. Let's see, Tropico 6, yes. Did you try Battle for Middle-earth and Total War? Yeah, we've played them. We played Total War, and we played the good campaign in the first Battle for Middle-earth, and I have to play the second. Tim Van Leer says, would you consider playing the third Odyssey mod? Yeah, maybe. Let's see, Ian Baraka says, Ben Shapiro's a right-winger on YouTube, almost 1 million subs. Oh yeah, I don't keep track of that shit. Yeah, no way, dude. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of propaganda. So, yeah. Bradford Onate says, would you like to play M&T as Sweden? Yeah, that'd be cool. I suggested Iceland because nobody has a Let's Play of it. It'd be pretty difficult to play as Iceland. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, what about the World War I like strategy game that's kind of like Company of Heroes? I can't think of the name. I think he means Foxhole. Foxhole? I think I know what he's talking about. Something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Brandman19 says, any chance for a Kaiserreich playthrough? Hell no. I am not going back to Hearts of Iron 4. No. Yeah. Nurgles Rot 000 says, love this channel. I love you too, dude. Let's see. There's a mod for Total War, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Third Age Total War for Medieval 2. That is a cool mod. I've actually played a little bit of it, so I'd like to go back to that. Let's see. Max Weaver says, Great Britain and EU4 will be epic. Have we done a Great Britain playthrough yet? We did a One Night in Paris. We have to conquer Paris as England. We did that. That was a while ago. That was actually last year. That was a while ago. Yeah. Nurgles Rod says, why not more Hearts of Iron 4? I don't like the game. I don't like Hearts of Iron 4. It's not fun. It's just the same shit over and over. There's nothing different per playthrough. You know, it's not fun. I don't know. I know a lot of people enjoy it. I don't, though. And I don't want to play a game and people are going to be like, oh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. And it's like, dude, I don't have fun with it anyway. You know? Let's see. Anton2181 says, would you consider playing Kaiserreich, but for Darkest Hour? Not really. Let's see. Max Weaver says, do you lift, bro? No, I don't do any exercise, dude. I have no time. I've got no time, no energy. Yeah, nothing like that. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, do you like AI only? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah. What do you mean AI only? Let's see. Ian Baraka says, although I know you won't play Hearts of Iron 4, what do you think about the lore of Kaiserreich or historical accuracy of it? As far as from what I know about Kaiserreich, I think it's that Germany won the First World War, right? I think so. And like the world changed because of that. I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. Let's see. Did you hear about Sorcerer King? Some old strategy game? I have not heard about it. Antigonus says, are you going to play Age of Empires Definitive Edition or Age of Empires 4? Yes, we'll be playing both of those. Fuck yeah. It's gonna be awesome. Max Weaver says, are we going to die at 30? No, but I've always had a feeling I'll die at 29. Let's see. Let's see. Silvio Barbetti says, man, you were awesome. Thanks for your content. Thanks so much, dude. Let's see. Brantman19 says, favorite alternate history story timeline fantasy. Well, I love Lord of the Rings. Favorite alternate history? I'm not a fan of alternate history, but I've always kind of considered what if the Axis did win World War II? It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing to think about. So, let's see. AI only games are games where you don't play but just watch the AI doing weird AI stuff. Take care, Simon. I'll see you later, son. Yeah, AI only, that doesn't sound like fun. I don't know. Maybe it could be, but that sounds like really boring. That sounds like it would get really, really boring. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Kuma25 says you should do EU4 achievement guides because most of them on YouTube are outdated and their creators, like Veilfisk, don't seem to do them anymore. Well, the way that I see it is technically my Let's Plays are achievement guides. They're guides to, well, they're Let's Plays to teach you how to get a certain achievement. So I don't really do condensed achievement guides. I do Let's Plays. That's my thing. Veilfisk is more, you know, he does Let's Plays and stuff, but he does more condensed videos, which isn't really my thing. I've always preferred Let's Plays, just gameplay and stuff, you know? That's just me. So, I don't know. Let's see. What about Expeditions Vikings? Also love that game, but I don't know if it's finished. Like 2 years they were finishing it. I've seen Expeditions Conquistador and then Expeditions Vikings, but I've never played them myself. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah. It's awesome. Those shirts. Let's see. Norgals Rod 000 says, would you consider Vampire Counts Let's Play on Warhammer Total War? Yes. I still need to go back when I have more time. I need to go back and I need to play all the factions for Total War Warhammer on very hard, and I need to do all the campaigns and finish them. I need to do that. Yeah. Let's see. Ian Baraka says, would you support the idea of California being split up into separate states on the account of how big it is electorally? Not really. No. Because, I don't know, it's always just kind of seemed weird that California would be split up just because of how big they are. You know? It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's like the fact that it's so big, you know, is just kind of something that just happened, you know? You can't really say that it was like purposeful that it got so big and so powerful. We already know that California leans left, Democratic. So it's like, I don't know. The argument to say that you need to break something up because it leans so heavily one way or another is kind of a weird argument to make. I've never really trusted that argument too much. Let's see. Max Weaver says, what if I went to Davis, tracked you down, and stalked you? I think it would be me who'd be stalking you. Let's see. Königreich Schleswig-Holstein says, are you praying for Half-Life 3? No, not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. I was, but I don't know. I honestly think sometimes that Half-Life 3 is better not being made because there's so many people nowadays that haven't even played Half-Life 2. Like that's how old like I am, or that's how old like you guys are. Is like there's people who have never even heard of Half-Life 2, and it was released in 2004. So it's like, dude, if there's people who haven't even played Half-Life 2, why the hell should they get to enjoy Half-Life 2 Episode 3? You know? And it's like crazy to me. It's weird. Let's see. Max Weaver says, you like Ronald Reagan? Not in particular. No, I don't think so. He's alright, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Brantman says, how much of a chance do you think California or Texas would have if they split off like they always try after an election? None. None. Just because it's not constitutional to split off from the United States, at least not unilaterally. So, you know, I am against secession for sure. It would be entirely within the federal government's rights to send in an army and quell the separatist movement. I would be supportive of that. No way. Secession is not okay. You know, if it were up to me and one of the states tried to leave, I would fucking send every soldier that I have down to that place and quash that shit. Because it's unconstitutional. And what I would fear is, even though some people do like the idea of self-determination doesn't mean much if it's at the cost of constitutionalism. You have to have, you have to have one and then the other. Self-determination, constitutionalism. You got to have them together. Particularly what worries me is something like after World War I. After World War I, a lot of new countries sprouted up in Europe, right? The Baltic states, Poland, Yugoslavia, or the Kingdom of, Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. Hungary split up on its own country. There's a lot of Balkan states, and a lot of these countries were not democracies. They weren't even constitutional monarchies. These were authoritarian nationalist dictatorships usually, because they believed in self-determination, but they didn't have the infrastructure necessary for democracy and constitutionalism. So it's like, you don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, if you want your self-determination, at least be willing to say, we're going to kill and we're going to raise armies and we're going to fight for it. And we don't need democracy. Yeah, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. So that's why, especially something like separatist talk and here in the United States, separatism and unilaterally seceding from the Union is unconstitutional. To talk about it is unconstitutional. Even though people want it, it's not allowed. So the more you talk about it, the more you push something that's not allowed, the more your constitutionalism is going to suffer. Your Republican tradition, in the little corner, as if we're playing EU4, it's going to go down, And once your Republican tradition reaches 0, you turn into a dictatorship, Let's see. Antagonist says, I'd like a mod from Total War where you had improved client state vassal system management. I would too. I think diplomacy's pretty shit in Total War. Let's see. Max Weaver says, why do you hate Scientologists? I don't. Hate is a very strong word. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, if you're a president, would you end all wars the United States is in? It depends. I don't know. Depends on, like Afghanistan. Do I think Afghanistan is our problem? Probably not. We already left Iraq. Yeah, I don't know. Depends. Let's see. What about using military might to split the country in the last 10 years? Do you know what Winston Churchill told about the common democratic voter? Yeah, Winston Churchill said the best argument against democracy is a 10-minute conversation with the average voter. It's true. It's true. Let's see. Nurgles Rot 000. How do you feel about the current situation in Korea? In North Korea? It's pretty bad. I can tell you right now because I think Donald Trump had a press conference a few days ago, and he said that he would end trade dealings with anybody who traded with North Korea. That's a very small list. It's Mexico, Russia, China. I think that's it. So if he was to kind of have that economic policy of we're going to cut off all trade with whoever does business with North Korea, that's pretty serious because China and the United States, we have unprecedented economic ties to each other. So he would be, that's like an ultimatum. That's Serbia giving the ultimatum, or that's Austria giving the ultimatum to Serbia. You do this or we're going to invade, and it's hard to stop that train once it's left the station. So I'm worried about that, I'll tell you. Let's see, Mr. Deck 453 says, enjoy your vids for all the historical tidbits you throw in. Was there something that got you into history when you were young? I've always just liked history and politics. I've always enjoyed it. Was there anything in particular? I studied a lot about World War II when I was a kid, like more so than probably the average kid. So, you know. Let's see. Ian Procca says, I hate Napoleon total war diplomacy. I can't make peace with France as Prussia. Yeah, and you have to take them over. Yeah, it's a problem. It could be a problem. Let's see. China is 80% of the traffic of the United States exports. That'll be the end of the USA. It won't be the end of the United States. It'll be the end of China. Because our Navy is the strongest Navy in the world by far. So, if we had to cut off trade and we used our Navy to enforce such an embargo, instantly, that's a global war right there. I'm telling you right now. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, "Are you considering playing Shogun 2? Not for the future. I think we've played Shogun 2 before. It's on the channel if you want to give it a search." Let's see. Ian Procca says, "Have you heard about China's Silk Road project?" I've not heard about it. I know they're trying to build a couple new pipelines, some new oil pipelines. I think between India and China, and then China, I think through Kashgaria? Is that what you call it? Kashgaria? Like the westernmost province of China and into like Russia and stuff? I don't know. Let's see. Did you know the Serbian army pushed back the Austrians while they paraded in Belgrade? Yes, I didn't know that. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, what can you tell me about Tanatuva? Tana what? Let's see. Brantman19 says, do you support any certain groups in Syria and the conflict there? If anything, at this point, I would probably support the Syrian regime. Because, well, I don't know. That's a hard question. That's a hard question. Because none of the opposition groups are necessarily democratic. You know, I wouldn't say that. ISIS is obviously a problem, but they're pretty much gone anyway. And then Syria, unless you're willing to depose Bashar al-Assad, I don't think you can do much with Syria. So the best way to defeat an enemy is to make him your friend. So, I don't know. I would support the Syrian regime. The more influence you have over the Syrian regime, the more he depends on you, the better you can control him. You know? Instead of just embargoing him and criticizing him, you know, give him a lifeline so that you can reel him in. You know? Because I'll tell you right now, as soon as the Syrian conflict ends, the Kurdish conflict will continue. Because Iraqi Kurds and Syrian Kurds have taken over ridiculous amounts of territory. And they have a very large military. Hundreds of thousands of troops over there. They're not just going to give up that land. It's going to need to be retaken. Which worries me because you've got Turkey, Syria, and Russia, and tentatively Iran and Iraq ganging up on the Kurds. That is an axis that you do not want. No way. The Kurds versus everybody else in the region? Hell no, dude. That is a global war. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, do you know about the Dutch Revolution? Yes. The Dutch Republic? Or are you talking about the Batavian Revolution? Because there's the Dutch War of Independence. And then there's where William the Stadtholder became the King of England. And then there's the Batavian Revolution in 1792 or 1793. Let's see. Ian Procca says, opinion on YouTube Red. I love YouTube Red. To be honest, I actually subscribe to YouTube Red because if I was to be a YouTube content creator and use ad block, that would be so hypocritical of me. Fuck that. I can't do that. Like in my moral conscience, I can't do that. So I subscribe to YouTube Red and I watch, or I don't get to watch ads because I don't have any ads, but I subscribe to YouTube Red for people on YouTube so I can support them. I can't use ad block and live with myself. You can't do that, dude. That's not cool. So yeah. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, what time period are you most interested in? I would probably say maybe if not the Roman classical period or like the Greek Hellenistic era, probably the Napoleonic Wars. Yeah. Let's see. Ian Praka says, would you support Kurdish independence? I don't know. Depends. Because Turkey doesn't like them. Syria doesn't like them. Iran doesn't like them. Well, yeah, well, Iran and the Kurds are probably on better terms than like someone like Syria and the Kurds or Turkey and the Kurds. So you have to make that choice of whether or not you want to ally Iraq, Iran, versus say something like Syria and Turkey, right? Because Turkey is majority Sunni, but Syria, I actually believe Syria is majority Sunni, but Bashar al-Assad is Alawite, which is an offshoot of Shia. Iraq is majority Shia, and then Iran is Shia. The Kurds, I don't know. I always thought the Kurds were Sunni, but I might be wrong about that one. So it depends. It depends on who you want your friends to be. Because if you ally the Kurds, Turkey will never be your friend. If you oppose the Kurds, then you have to worry about like Iran and Iraq and stuff. So that's your call. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, Lars Merberg, he's talking about the War of Independence. Okay, the Dutch War, yeah, the Dutch War of Independence, the war against the Spanish. I never really thought that was a revolution. I'm not sure if it is. I think it's a War of Independence. I don't know if it's a revolution though. I would say the Batavian Revolution is a little more important, but I don't know. Let's see. Ian Paraka says, which is important independent Barcelona or Basque? I mean, I went to Barcelona and I saw a lot of separatist shit over there. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some pretty interesting things. I don't know. It's up to the Spaniards. Honestly, I wouldn't blame Spain if they want to put down the separatist movements, but I don't know. It's hard to say because I mean, you know, Aragon, the Kingdom of Aragon was independent for a long time. You know, it's kind of hard to say that the Catalan people don't have a right to be independent because you got the Kingdom of Aragon. It was a massive kingdom, dude. It really was. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then the Basque, I've been to the Basque country too, and I didn't see that much separatism over there. I think people are relatively happy under Spanish control, you know? Let's see. Max Weaver says, do you take antidepressants? No, I don't take them medication. Shrek the psychotherapist says, do you like memes? No, not really. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, do you think ISIS has a leader just like Al-Qaeda with Osama bin Laden? It's hard to say because the thing is with those kinds of organizations is because they're so far flung from each other. They're so dispersed. There's different groups and different cells. They might say they have a leader, but I don't actually think they do. Usually because that leader doesn't have the authority to enforce his will wherever he is. You know, he usually has lieutenants and captains and stuff. So to say that Osama bin Laden was like the leader of Al-Qaeda, it's kind of hard to say. In the same way, to say ISIS has a leader is not really something that I believe. I don't think that's true. You know? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. So Slinky says, are we getting a Kaiserreich series someday? Probably not. Honestly, unless Heights of Iron 4 improves. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Is it raining outside? No, wait. That's weird. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, what do you think in real life is the best government form? Yeah, I'm kind of a monarchist, to be honest, or like a dictatorial kind of dude, an authoritarian. So I might say a monarchy of sorts, or perhaps an authoritarian dictatorship or something. You know? Let's see. Brickhouse9398. I like this question. Brickhouse9398. Are you going to slowly transition to Twitch or will you stay on YouTube? I will do both. For as long as is feasible and reasonable. I will do both. I love Twitch and I love YouTube and I love Patreon. I don't ever think that I would need to move to just one. Because in all honesty, I don't think that would be a good business decision. Because actually, I make some decent money from YouTube. It's not perfect. It's not enough to live off of. But if I give it a little more time and you know, give it some more work, YouTube could actually be, you know, a fairly okay living. As at least from like a part-time job perspective, because what I want to do is I want to quit my part-time job and do YouTube as my part-time job so I can support myself through college. It takes time, but we're getting there. You know, it takes a little bit of time. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, even if YouTube is dying, that's the thing is I don't think YouTube is dying. I don't know. Because I remember when I first started out as well, people were telling me the same thing. Oh, YouTube is dying, you know, or YouTube is too difficult. You know, there's too many people in the YouTube scene. And it's honestly, in all honesty, it's not true. It's not. There's tons of people entering the YouTube market, and there's tons of people leaving the YouTube market every single day. There's people who just stop making videos, they stop doing things, you know, stop updating their, you know, their channels, and they stop doing YouTube, and they stop every day. Every day you've got new people that enter and you've got people that leave. So in my opinion, you always have a chance. You always have a chance. Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, what do you find more interesting, the old Greeks or the Romans? I would say the old Romans are pretty cool. Although the Hellenistic era is pretty cool too. Yeah, Tim Van Leer says, it's a fact that YouTube is not as popular as it was and that the popularity and usage is deteriorating. Yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Because in particular, advertisements is something... Advertisements is something that if there were less people on YouTube, advertiser revenue would actually increase. Because what happens now is there's too many YouTube content creators, not enough advertisements. So the advertisements are dispersed across all these little YouTubers, and the ad revenue for one view, say it was a view, one person watching your video, is really low. The less content creators there are, the more revenue you're going to get per view. So if people want to leave the market, that's honestly fine with me. You know? Let's see. Antigonus says, in the USA, part-time jobs are okay in terms of hours or dollars per hour. Well, I make right now, I think I make $12.50 an hour, and that's US dollars. So that's okay. It's all right. It's above minimum wage. Our minimum wage here is $10.50. And I do okay for myself. I do enough to support what I do here. YouTube is nowhere near that. Yeah, YouTube is nowhere near that. YouTube gets me, you know, anywhere from like $300 to $400 to a little more a month. Whereas my part-time job, I could probably make maybe like $1,000 in 1 month, you know, just working part-time. So I don't know. Let's see. Max Weaver says, have you ever been to Tahoe? I think I've been to Tahoe like once when I was a kid. Yeah. Let's see. Ian Baraka says, would you support a $15 minimum wage, or do you think that is too much? That might be too much. That might be too much. I don't know. I think in California, eventually the minimum wage is going to be $15. It might be too much. I don't know. We'll see. Because what's happening now is that real wages are stagnating. So year after year, people aren't actually making any more money than they did before, even though they might get a raise. Prices are increasing faster than wages are. So, you know, when you make, say, $15 an hour, the real question is, because the price is everywhere else, are you really making any more money? And the question is, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe, you know, it depends. Depends on a lot of things, actually. It's a big, you know, I've learned economics, so I know about it all. So that's the thing is even if I'm making $15 an hour, which is a lot, mind you, if prices increase around you, you know, your coffee cup went from $5 a cup to $10 a cup, and you went from making $10 an hour to $15 an hour, you're still paying the exact same amount of percentage of your income for that coffee cup. It's no different, you know? I believe they call it purchasing power parity. It's either PPP or They also do, it's just kind of inflation. That's what they call it an inflation tax. An inflation tax. Let's see. Nurgles Rot 000 says, "What is it you do for your part-time job?" I am a food service worker. So I make coffees and I serve food and, you know, handle cash and take people's orders and all that crap. Yeah, here in UC Davis. It's not bad. It's all right, you know. It's whatever. Let's see. Jim Souch did you show your support for W2FU? What's that? What is W2FU? Yeah. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, "Isn't minimum wage different in each state?" Well, there's a federal minimum wage, which is $7.25 an hour. And then every state can have their own ordinance if they want. California passed a $15 minimum wage last year, I think. But the federal minimum wage, what's like federally mandated, you can't go lower than that, is $7.25. Which, in all honesty, for this day and age, is really fucking low. $7.25 an hour? If I say I worked for $7.25 an hour, holy shit. Dude, I'd be homeless. It's pretty low. But every state can change it as they will. Let's see. Did you consult with some experienced YouTubers about what is the best strategy to increase your revenue from videos? No. I've never asked a bigger YouTuber what he does for revenue. I've never asked a bigger YouTuber what's the best strategy. I've never done it. I've always just looked at the market myself and determined for myself what is best. So far, I've done okay. And that's just me. I've never asked a person about it, ever. Tim Van Leer says, "Do you like Rick and Morty?" No, not really. I don't have a TV anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Lars Merberg says, "Are you going to try to collab with the Roomba or Quillatine or even the Solar Gamer?" I don't really know the Solar Gamer. Roomba, maybe. I'd like to, but, you know, he's a busy guy. And then Quillatine, I don't know if Quill does collabs that much anymore. Yeah, I don't actually think Quill does collabs anymore. So, I don't know. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, "You said you like monarchies. Would you like the U.S. If the U.S. had a king or an emperor?" Well, it depends on who it would be, because the people are so used to Republican government now. You can't just put a king on the throne. You know, depends on who the king is. You know, like when the Roman Republic became the Roman Empire, the king, or you know, the emperor Octavian Augustus Caesar, he was actually a really cool guy. There was a lot of people who liked him. He was he was a guy who sacrificed a lot for the Roman people. You know, he was a good military commander. He was a good politician. He reformed the bureaucracy. He invested in Roman infrastructure. He made sure to end all the wars. You know, he stopped sending the veterans to wars and shit. He stopped taxing the people so much. Octavian was a really, really good emperor. So it depends on who your emperor is. Let's see. Brickhouse9398 says, "Would you support a flat percentage income tax instead of having different rates for different brackets?" Yeah, I probably would. The thing is with a flat income tax, depends on what the tax is, what the percentage is. Because if you go from a progressive tax system to a flat percentage income tax, you lose a shit ton of revenue. You lose a lot of tax revenue. I would not switch from a progressive system to a flat tax unless I could guarantee that the revenue would be the same, if not more. The thing is with a flat percentage income tax, especially for the United States, say the federal government switched from a progressive tax system to a flat income tax system, the flat income tax would need to be, I think it's like 25 or higher. It's like up to 40%. Now it's flat, so that means that every person, no matter how much money they make, pays the same. But if it was like 20 to 40% of every person, rich or poor or middle class, you know, that is a lot. That is a shit ton, especially for poor people. So you'd have to do the numbers. You'd have to see where the numbers are, because I do like the idea of a flat income tax. The thing is, it's just your revenue goes down the drain. You just don't make as much money, you know. Let's see. Real Strap Becker says, "What's your major in university?" Political science. Yeah, political science. Yep. Let's see. Jim Souch says, "People in some states, minimum wage is as low as $2.50. Yeah, actually, I've heard that. Some states, United States have really, really low minimum wages, but the federal minimum wage is the one they have to abide by. So if somebody's paying you, say, $7.25 an hour, that's because it's federally mandated. Not so much that your state is actually wanting to do that for you. Let's see. Fritz John says, what time is it in the US right now? Well, we have 3 different time zones. For me, it's 1 in the afternoon. Let's see. John Smith says, what YouTubers do you watch? I watch Boogie2988, Podcastage. Who the hell am I subscribed to? Mr. Smart Donkey, Linus Tech Tips, Paul's Hardware, Jim Sterling, Total Biscuit, Bitwit, Chris Stuckman, Jay's 2 Cents, Cursed Farms, Hardware Canucks, ACG, CinemaSins sometimes, Marcus Brownlee, Mandalore Gaming, and iDubbbz, YourMovieSucks.org. That's about it. That's about it. I don't really watch too many people. I don't have time to watch YouTube, to be honest. Yeah, I don't have time to watch YouTube, to be honest. I'm too busy. Honestly, that's the one thing that I might regret about YouTube is the fact that you're so busy making your own channel that you don't have time to watch the channels you like anymore. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. It's a shame. Let's see. Real Strapbacker says, can you share analytics and income right now? No, not right now. Yeah, we're doing a Q&A. Let's see. Real Strapbacker says, why do you think Victoria 2 is better than EU4? Because it gives you something to do during peacetime. Let's see. Anton2181 says, what do you think about Scotland becoming independent? I mean, I don't mind, I guess. I don't know. If the United Kingdom votes for that, then sure. That's fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't oppose it or anything. I don't really see why there's any specific, you know. I don't find anything wrong with it, you know. Let's see, Dark Fireslide, no. Veilfisk, Dark Fireslide, Shadow Fighter Pro. Who else is out there? Unstable Voltage, none of that. I don't watch any of them. The reason, I'll tell you, the truth is, the reason I don't watch them is because I like the way that I do my content and the way that I run my channel, and theirs is different. Not to say I'm better than them, but I don't want to, you know, you don't want to get any, let's just say you don't want to get any bad ideas, you know? So I don't like to watch their videos because I don't want to compare my content to theirs. So I just don't. I just don't watch their stuff. I do everything for me. All the business decisions, everything that I do is because I've decided it for myself and I've studied the YouTube market myself. I don't like to compare myself to other channels. Yeah. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, what games do you play besides strategy games? I love shooters. I love Team Fortress 2. I used to be a really, really, really good Team Fortress 2 player. Like, I would be so good, I'd make people, like, quit their games because I was fucking kicking their ass. I love Battlefield. I love Half-Life 2. I love BioShock. Mostly first-person shooters and strategy is what I play. Yeah. Let's see. Lars Merberg says the Solar Gamer is also a smaller channel with 12,000 subs. He's got 120,000 subs, actually. He's a pretty big channel. He's not small. Let's see. What about an achievement run of Stribzen, Ikoyan Akara Koyan Lu in the next patch? Probably. Ian Paraka says, do you watch any YouTubers religiously? Not really. Fritz Jan says, you're going to stream later today? Probably not. I need to record some stuff offline, and I have to do some chores and stuff, too. Let's see. Brickhouse9398 says, will third-party candidates ever have a chance in the United States, or is the two-party system too strong? That depends. I don't know. You know, like, you remember Ross Perot in the 90s? I don't know if you can remember this guy, but Ross Perot in the 90s, he had a pretty decent chance of becoming a president. You know, he was like, I think his highest poll data was like 24% of the vote versus Bill Clinton and George H.W. Bush. That was in 91. So, or 91 and 92. So I think you could, as a third party candidate, you can win. You can win, but you have to be really different than the rest of the candidates that you're facing off against. Like, say, for instance, in my opinion, if Bernie Sanders was to run as an independent for the United States presidency, I can probably guarantee you that he might win. That is a serious possibility because of how different he is and how popular he is. On the other hand, I would also probably say that because this doesn't exactly exist in the United States, if you had like a really authoritarian nationalist kind of person in the United States, that person would also have a very solid chance of winning. You know, somebody who's like really like patriotic or really nationalist, but someone who's like a big government person, a strong government person, not even big government, that's the wrong term, strong government person. Somebody who's a real authoritarian, nationalist, strong government, central unified government person. They would have a serious chance of winning the United States presidency as well because they're so different. They're different than the rest of the spectrum. And that can be dangerous, you know, because you get radical. The more left, the more right you go, you get more radical, you know. Bernie Sanders is actually a fairly moderate person in the world, but say you had like some sort of authoritarian nationalist or something like that, that's a different story, you know. Let's see here. Antigona says, in my opinion, emperor is the wrong term to use for Octavian. Princeps should be the correct one. In general, he was the first among the brothers. Yeah, but he came up with that title himself. In private, he thought of himself as an emperor. But to the people, he tried to make it look as if he was upholding Republican tradition. You know? That was part of his plan. That was part of his political machinations, was to appear Republican, but in private, he and the Senate knew that he was emperor, you know. Let's see, do I know the Nostalgia Critic? I don't watch Nostalgia Critic. Iron Proca says, you don't watch Brantman? I watch a few Brantman's videos. Yeah. He uploads a little too much for me to watch every day, though. Real Strap Becker says, a lot of states don't have a minimum wage. That's true. Let's see, Ian Proca says, would you support Ireland unification? I don't know. I don't really have a say in it. I'm not British. I can't speak for them, you know. My opinion doesn't matter if you don't have any stake in the matter and you don't have any facts or knowledge. Opinions are useless. Fuck free speech. Doesn't matter. You got to have knowledge and you have to have a stake in the problem, you know. You have to be there. It has to affect you. You know, you can't just have an opinion about everything. You have to have a part in the problem that you're talking about. Let's see, Real Strap Becker says, what do you think of content creators like iSorrows Productions? Honestly, I don't like iSorrows. I don't know what people like about him. That's just me. Let's see, Ian Proca says, do you think the world's population will eventually stabilize? Probably. I don't know. Let's see, Jim Souch says, yeah, I like Fallout. I like Fallout 3. Fallout 4, I got bored with really fast. I played like 5 hours of Fallout 4 and I just gave up on it. So honestly, that is money I want back. Let's see. Can you introduce Battlefield 1 to your channel? No, I'm going to keep it strategy. I can't just be playing games all over the place. Yeah. Because then I alienate the core viewers. You know, they don't want to see that. Let's see. Ian Proca says, do you like Battlefield 1? Ever consider streaming it on Twitch? I wouldn't mind that, to stream Battlefield 1 and stuff on Twitch. Just because, but I just don't have the time. I don't have any time. Yeah, I don't have any time at all. Let's see, Jim Souch says, an independent in the 1968 election actually won the Deep South, right? I think you're talking about George Wallace. In 1968, it was... it was George Wallace, Nixon, who ran against him? That's where it was. Humphrey. It was Hubert Humphrey. Yeah. So George Wallace did not win the Deep South. He won Louisiana. I think it's Georgia. God damn, I don't even know. I don't even know these states. He won some of the Deep South, not all of it though. Alabama. Oh, he won Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. That was Humphrey. Yeah. So he was nowhere near winning. Nowhere at all. Yeah. Let's see. Brandman19 says if Bernie ran independent, he would make the Democrats and himself lose. It's not true. That's not true at all because the Democrats have been discredited, and the only people that would really vote Democratic nowadays is like the old, baby boomer generation, and they're kind of on their way out. There's a lot of young people that would be mobilized to vote for Bernie Sanders in an independent run. Yeah. Let's see. Brickhouse9398 says, are you against the removal of Confederate statues? Depends. Because, there's statues that are just kind of reminders of history of the Confederacy. And then there's statues that are admiring of the Confederacy. I would say I don't really care if they're just there to remind people of the Confederacy. But I would say having statues that admire and honor the Confederacy, that's not good. That's not okay. But then again, I mean, I don't live in the South, so I can't exactly speak for them, Let's see. Tim Van Leer says, do you think Trump will go 8 years as president? Probably not, no. Let's see. Mike 1I says, do you know anything about the Yugoslav Wars? Yes, I've studied the Yugoslav Wars extensively. Railstrap Becker says, am I the first buyer of merch? Ooh, do we have any buyers? Yeah, the Yugoslav Wars is fascinating. Fascinating shit. Let's see. Max Weaver says, what's the most illegal thing you've done? I've done quite a few illegal things in my life, dude. All right, take it easy, Tim. Jim Souch says, are you a New Vegas fan? Hell yeah. Anton2181 says, what's your favorite genre of music? Rock music, by far. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, would you consider making a second channel where you play non-strategy games in the future? Yes, I actually do. I want to do that. And I've wanted to do that for a while. But the thing is I don't have any time. I would love to do a channel specifically for first-person shooter games. But I just don't have the time. I don't. I really wish I could, Let's see. Real Strap Baker says, are you going to shave that beard? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. I look too young. Honestly, without this, I look really, really young. I look really young. Let's see. Real Strap Baker says, a lot of the statues were made in spikes during the Civil War rights movement and Jim Crow, so they're likely there is a thing to potentially instill fear. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily fear, but especially during the Jim Crow era, a lot of people kind of wanted to... I don't want to speak for all people and say they admired the Confederacy, but there was a lot of social and racial unrest during that period, and people were always, fighting and talking and discussing things, Let's see. Jim Souch says, how long have you had to play the Age of Empires games? I haven't played Age of Empires in years. Yeah, I haven't played Age of Empires in years. I'm talking about years, dude. It's been a long time. So once Age of Empires Definitive Edition comes out, I'm going to be super excited for that. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's see. Real Strap Becker says, which state do you live in? By the way, I live in California. Let's see. Fritz Jan says, how long will this Q&A go on? I think we're probably going to wrap it up here because I think I'm running out of questions. Unless you guys have any more questions. Yeah, unless you guys have any more questions. In fact, what we could probably do is actually check out the merchandise store right now. Merchandise store! Let's check out the merchandise store. Okay, guys, I want to just let you know we have a merchandise store now. Check the description down below or check this chat. Teespring.com/stores/Adrian Gaming. We've got shirts. We've got mugs. We've got stickers. We got some hoodies here. We also do serve both the United States and the European Union. So you guys can get, things localized in your own price and your own currency and stuff, and they can ship out from Europe instead of, from the United States because it takes a long time. We've got some stuff for the ladies too. We've got some nice, some nice pink shirts and some nice, some women's shirts just in case you, you want that. And yeah, that's our merchandise store. So that's pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And I personally I think I like this the most. I got, obviously mine's black, so I'm wearing the black one, black shirt, and it looks really nice. Honestly, it actually looks really cool. Let's see. Sijic asks, what do you think about the Yugoslav war's sides? I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much of a stake. Let's see. Sijic says, was Serbia in the right to try and restore the country? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think, did Bosnia and Croatia and stuff have the right to be independent? Yeah. Could they have handled it better? Probably. But I don't know. Let's see. Fritz John says, I think a mustache would fit you well. I don't like mustaches. Honestly, they don't look good on me. Yeah. Let's see. Jim Souch says, what do you think about the current state of YouTube? It's fine. I don't know. I think YouTube is, I think people misconstrue YouTube a little more than they probably should. I think people think for some reason YouTube's going down the drain or something. I don't believe that's true. Yeah, I don't believe that's true. Let's see. Ian Prox says, what will you do when you're done with college? I've got a while to go with college. I've got 2 more years of college for just my undergrad. And then I want to go to law school, which is another 3 years. So I've got a while to go. And even after that, I want to go practice law, hopefully, but possibly I might also, I would maybe be interested in getting, I'd maybe be interested in getting a PhD in political science. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I would do. I mean, I'd hope to practice the law, but I mean, you never know if this whole YouTube thing would work out. You never know. It actually might work out. Maybe I could do YouTube forever, I'd be okay with that, to be honest. I'd be okay with that. Let's see. Devil Doggo says, hey, have you ever suffered from anxiety? And if so, what's your advice to deal with it? I've never suffered from anxiety personally, just because, I mean, I used to be bullied and stuff as a kid, and I was kind of that outcast kid. And over time, I just kind of stopped giving a shit. So now I'm a very, very weird person, and I don't care. I really don't care. My advice to you is anxiety is, I think it's more so in your head than anything. I used to get bullied, I used to get teased, and I used to be, called a weirdo and a freak and stuff. And it just, eventually in my life, I just stopped giving a shit. And I stopped caring entirely what other people began to think of me. That's it. I just don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care how I look when I'm outside. I don't care, what people think about my life. I just don't give a shit. I don't give enough of a shit. I really don't. So I don't get anxious anymore. There's nothing to be anxious from. I don't fear anybody. I don't fear any human. I don't fear of death. I'm not afraid of anything, Yeah. See, Brickhouse9398 says, are you worried at all about North Korea's missile program? A little bit. I'm more so worried about Donald Trump's reactions to it. Yeah, Real Strap Becker says, am I the first buyer of merchandise? I believe you are. I believe you are. Let's see. Jim Souch says, if you become a full-time YouTuber, will you drop out of college? No. No, college is first. YouTube is to fund my college, not the other way around. I won't drop out of college. No way. I couldn't allow that to happen. It's not a smart business decision. Let's see. Glitch42 says, what kind of law would you like to practice? Probably criminal law or constitutional law, one of the two. I'm not sure though. I don't know. Merchandise store. Let's see. Rose Strapbacker says, did you ever take your girlfriend on that date with that $5 I donated? No, I haven't seen my girlfriend since then. Fritz Jan says, do you have a girlfriend? Yeah, we've been dating about 4 years or so. Maybe a little less. Let's see. Rose Strapbacker says, do you ever think you would run for office? Maybe. 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 I don't know. I guess I could. I'm more so of an appointed kind of guy. You know? Let's see, Jim South says, are you Latino or something? I am Mexican. I'm Mexican, but I'm American first. Let's see, Sijic says, what do you think about the Russian Civil War? How would the interwar period have changed as the whites won? I think the Russian Civil War is probably one of the most important events of the 20th century. If not actually the most important. The only other event that I could probably think of that rivals the Russian Revolution and the Russian Civil War would be the French Revolution, I think. Probably. Yeah. Take care, Ian. Let's see. John Smith says, should we invade North Korea before they get enough nukes to be a real threat? Invading North Korea would be incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. The amount of men, money, and material that would be needed to occupy and destroy North Korea, it'd be unprecedented. Not necessarily for us, but the loss of life on the Korean side, holy shit. Unprecedented. We would never have seen destruction like that. Yeah. Let's see, Brickhouse9398, do you like dark humor? A little bit. Not too much. Some dark humor tries too hard. Let's see, Shrek the Psychotherapist says, what is your favorite empire throughout history? Either the Alexander's Empire. The Roman Empire is pretty cool. I'm actually a really big fan of the Japanese Empire. Yeah. See, Jim Souch says, Greek Revolution knowledge? Do you mean the Greek War of Independence? I know quite a bit about that. Let's see, Rose Trapbacker says, what do you think about Donald Trump trying to end the DICA? It's a shame. That's what it is. That's a shame. Let's see, Rose Trapbacker says, what do you think about the Mongol Empire? It's fascinating stuff. I think Genghis Khan, and particularly his sons, very, very interesting stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, Brickhouse9398, good stream. Look forward to watching more videos later. All right, dude. Take care of yourself. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here for today. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap up here for today. Any last questions, guys? Any last questions? And so regarding the Greeks, would the Byzantines be able to survive the Turks if 1204 event never happened? It's possible. It's possible. Because they were under a renaissance at that time. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Will I give codes to the DLC that Paradox gives us early? Yeah, I don't think so. I'll give you Let's Plays. I won't give you codes, though. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Go ahead and wrap it up here. So, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Thank you so much. It has been pretty kick-ass, guys. It's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. We'll be doing some streams. I got to record some stuff now, but, you know, I got to do some stuff. But I appreciate you guys for coming by. 10,000 subscribers, guys. Let's hope for a million bazillion more. Thank you so much. Please check out the merchandise store. I'll be making another announcement about that. But please check out the merchandise store. I really love you guys. And I'll see you soon, okay? Thanks so much, guys.